The review for Journey to the Savage Planet. Love the name, though. I really do. I love the name. Do let me know if the music is too quiet or too loud, and then I can tweak that as we go. But hopefully it's perfect for the review so you can hear me over the music. The game is created by 505 Games. It is not a large game file itself. You can download it for around about 6.5 gigabytes. You could buy it via digital download, or you can buy the physical copy of it. Completely up to you, depending on whether or not you're a collector of games or discs, or you don't care and you just want to get it as cheaply as you possibly can do. Right now, it is on sale for $19.99. They've taken a $5 off it, so its original price is $24.99. Physical copies are the same price, $24.99 as well. And I like to see that physical and digital are the same prices. I like to see that, because that's how it should be, or it should be digital should be cheaper than physical. I enjoyed this. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed this. The game is a 12 rating, so teenagers and above, really. But kids younger than 16, I think, perfectly fine. Even 13, 14-year-olds should be able to play this without any real hard difficulty whatsoever. But it's definitely a game that I would say play with your son or play with your daughter itself. Watch them play just in case they do struggle a little bit. Then you can hop in and be their hero and help them out. But we're going to break this down just like we break any other review down. So the first thing that we're going to start off with is the choice of music used, audio, effects, and voicing. And I loved the music. I really did. It was very bouncy, very alive, very childlike. It wasn't super doom and gloom, and it worked very, very well for the game. It really did. It stood out quite well, and I really liked it. I didn't notice any sort of issues with any glitching in the soundtrack or any sort of skipping or anything like that. The music played very well when it needed to. And like I said, it was very bubbly and chirpy. And it fit the game really, really, really well. In terms of the effects, the guns sounded great. The explosions sounded great. The animal noises all sounded fantastic, especially the screamers. They made me laugh every single time I gave them a backhand. And this game is definitely going to provide that sort of entertainment for all ages of people playing this game. I can easily see it. Voice acting, the E.K.O, the bot basically that's assisting you throughout your journey on the Savage Planet. She just reminded me of a female Claptrap from Borderlands. She was witty, funny. She came up with some very dark humor, some light humor as well that the kids will understand, and the dark humor for the adults to understand. But she was funny throughout this whole gameplay, and I found her to be very enjoyable to listen to, even though she described you going into situations where you're going to die. And she just makes pure fun of it. She doesn't care at all. Now, when you die during the game, there's no real massive penalty to the player itself. You just need to, when you respawn, go and collect the items, the materials that your previous body had, and you'll see them in a very big storage bag that you can just go and pick up. But I thought the voice acting was just on point. If you choose your character to be a dog, your character will not actually speak any words other than pant when she's tired or he's tired, and bark. I think that's a really cool addition. Your astronaut doesn't say too much, to be fair. She has a groaning animation when he or she gets hit or hurt or damaged. So if you want to run around as a dog, you're more than welcome to. It's completely down to you. The next thing that we look at is the graphics, texturing, and weather effects. Now, the graphics used for this game are very vibrant, extremely colorful, and very eye-popping. The design of the monsters that you fight is really well done. They are very well expressive in the game. Some of them are very humorous to look at. The bosses were indeed really well designed as well, and they make it obvious to where the weaknesses are of these enemies. So again, the difficulty level won't really be there when you realize what you need to do. But the design of the bosses that I thought they were really well designed. They were entertaining to fight against. But hands down, the screamers that when you slap, they just scream and run away. They amused me more than anything else because it was just a pure comedy sketch there, and I found it really enjoyable. The weather effects, there weren't as I know you're on a new planet itself, but there wasn't really like, thunderstorms, rain, lightning, or hail, snow, or anything like that coming down. But they do each area that you go to has a different terrain. You have an icy terrain in some bits. You have a molten terrain in others, or a very vibrant, grassy, and colorful area that you can go to where you can backhand slap the weeds. It's so good. So what they have in play works extremely well. And like I said, because of how vibrant and colorful it is, it will definitely appeal to the younger audience because they love that sort of thing. They love the vibrancy and the colors and the terrain detail and stuff like that. So graphics and texturing, I can't complain about at all. And the weather effects, it wasn't in the game itself, so I can't really knock any sort of points off of a review because it doesn't have something. That doesn't make any sense. Glitches and bugs, we did encounter 3 total glitches and bugs within the game itself. Pen so I know I don't have to repeat myself. There was a bug where the item that you were supposed to collect wasn't showing up until I rebooted the game, and then when I'd done a scan, it immediately popped up. That I wasted about 2-3 hours trying to find something that was right next to me, and I couldn't see it because it wasn't pinged properly. I fell through the floor after activating one of the crystal spheres. That was kind of annoying because I thought that was a part of the game. And I was under the crystal that I was supposed to be on top on the platform. But when I activated, I glitched through the floor. And I was like, wait, am I supposed to be down here? And I was running around underneath trying to figure out what to do. And then one of the viewers, I think it was Dr. Def, said, you've glitched through the floor. And I didn't realize I did that. I had no clue. And I was like, okay, so I ended up rebooting the game again, or rebooting the checkpoint. And it spawned me back at the spaceship, where I just had to run straight back down and reactivate the pillar again, and then I could continue on. So that was the second bug. And the other bug that I noticed quite a lot is the stuttering voice when your Echo's trying to talk to you. At the beginning of the sentence, sometimes she would repeat the first word twice and then say the sentence itself. It's like a little skip or a little glitch within that part of it. But everything else in terms of glitches and bugs, none of it. Well, yeah, it was annoying that I had to reboot the game twice to get through those 2 initial bugs itself. Especially when a certain door wouldn't open and I had to reload, do the trial again, and then the door finally opened. And it was so stupid. That's something that needs to be fine-combed thoroughly. It shouldn't be, a player should never have to reboot their game to correct the data in the game to make it work. That's quite a penalty, to be fair. And that will obviously knock points off in my review because something like that should not be a thing. Because polishing in video games to me is quite important. If you've released your product and you're proud of your product, it should work all the time with no problems and no hiccups. But over the course of the last few years, a lot of games are coming out where they're just not polished enough. How you doing, Like Sheep? And thank you very much for the follow as well, Kenji. Gameplay and mechanics. The gameplay, it definitely caters to the age group of the game. So the game itself is rated a 12. The difficulty level is it's not really a difficult game. It really is not a difficult game at all. And the game offers you the ability to play as co-op if you want to. And that's something I definitely want to at least try out at some point. I'll probably play with Dr. Death or someone just to go around and have shits and giggles with. And I guess if we can backhand and slap each other, I think it would just be humorous. But the gameplay is not too difficult. It is just pure fun. There are grappling moments where you need to climb and you need to do certain, not trick jumps or anything like that, but you just need to be on point with the prompting when it comes up LB, so you can hook shot your way up mountains and you can climb up. That can be a little bit finicky itself, and the mechanic there can sometimes be a bit but after a while you will adjust to it and you'll get used to it and you'll be absolutely fine. Certain enemies can only be killed in a certain way and you will learn that. And also your E.K.O will actually help you with certain bosses as well and tell you what you need to do, or certain enemies need to be killed and it will tell you. So I think this is a perfect game for the youngsters and the teenagers. I really do. But the adults can enjoy something like this as well because of the humor that's in the game. Replayability and game difficulty. Now, in terms of replayability, there are a lot of collectibles throughout the game itself. Fuel cells for your ship. There's animal data that you need to collect and gather as well. There is also shrines that you need to collect the data on. Oh, thank you. There are bugs you can scan, terrain units that you can scan, bosses that you can scan, and all that accumulates to data. There are transcripts that you can scan. There are escape pods or little escape nodes that you can scan. There's so much scan. It's basically a full-on exploration game where you need to scan and explore everything that you can. So in terms of replayability, you've got the cells that you can collect, the upgrades that you can get, and all that lot. It's definitely there. Even once you completed the game, you can go back into it and collect the rest of the stuff if you wish to. We've already spoken about game difficulty, so we'll move on. Any game customization and stats building. Now, the game's not an RPG, so, there's no, you level up and then you can, increase your health or increase your defense. There's none of that. But there are collectibles throughout the game that help you upgrade your equipment, upgrade your weapon, and there are orange goo sacks that you can faceplant, basically, eat. And after a while, after you've collected a certain amount, your maximum health will increase, and your stamina will also increase as well. So there is a lot to pick up in this game and aid the player on to make it easier. You can't customize your weapon, really. You can't, you can unlock certain traits of it to make bullets bounce, increase the damage, increase the reload speed and the clip size, but you can't change the color of your suit. You can't change the appearance of the suit, which I think is a very, very big missed opportunity there. Having my suit all customized in a certain color and fashion and style would have been really cool. And maybe when you upgraded your handgun, it changed its image in a way, so when you added a better battery to it, you could see the battery on the gun that you've upgraded. It also would have been nice to have more than just a pistol to use, like a shotgun, an assault rifle, or anything like that. That would have been pretty cool. It would have added to the variety of it. They could have molded the game in a way to allocate to those weapons too, which would have been quite nice. But you do get a lot of throwable bombs, acid bomb, lightning grenade, jump pad. There's about, I think, 6 or 7 different throwables that you can have. Bait bombs, poo bombs, and they all work in different ways for different enemies. So you just need to learn what they do, how to use them, and then it will grow on you, and you'll get even more humor out of it as well. Story, if applicable. This game is pretty much a story-based game. It's very, very easy to follow. Very easy to follow. It's not too difficult at all. And I'm not going to talk too much about story or what happens within it, because I'd try my hardest not to spoil anything during my reviews. I think that's very, very, very important. But the story was enjoyable throughout the gameplay itself. It made me laugh at times, and I think, like I said, it's going to definitely suit the younger audience where they're going to have fun all the way through it. Microtransactions or any DLC. There are no microtransactions in the game, but there is a DLC that follows after the story that you can pick up called Hot Garbage. It's $5.99 and that's it. And I think that's incredibly fair in terms of pricing itself. The purchase price versus digital and value of content. We've already gone through the pricing of the game. Value of content. Do I feel that there is enough content in this game to justify £25? 100% yes, I really do. And I really like the fact that they're pricing up the DLC for only £6. I think that's really good as well. I can't really think anything negative about the pricing on any of that or any of the DLC. I really can't. I think they've nailed it. Plus, it's also on Game Pass, if I haven't already said. So if you have Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate, you can basically go to the game store and just download Journey to the Savage Planet for free. That's it. You can start playing the game right off the get-go for free and enjoy yourself. I don't know how long it's going to be on Game Pass. It may be taken off at any time because they do rotate their games every now and again. So that's something to think about. Because the last thing that I would want is, you know, you'd probably watch this review video, go straight to Game Pass, and it's already gone. that would kind of suck. So, you know, grab it while you can. If you want to give it a try, give it a go for free, you know, you can do. If not, you're looking at between £20 to £25 for the game. And is the value there for the content? 100% yes. Now, that's everything going through my template review, so I can close that down now. We don't need that anymore. And anything that I've written down, the real human video interactions with the player as to the comedy, that's something that, you know, definitely made me laugh quite a bit. Every time you go back to your ship, or every now and again you go back to your ship, there will be a new video playing on the main HUD screen, and it's of a real human as well within the game itself, which is pretty cool. The green screen effects that they must have used were fantastic, and there's a lot of comedy around those videos, so I would definitely recommend watching every single one. Once you've watched one of them, it gets saved to your computer terminal to the right of you, and you can activate that terminal at any time and rewatch those videos back as much as you want. So that's definitely a thing that I really liked. It was a great touch to have in the game. One of the negative points that I am going to hit it with, there is no map system in the game. I thought that was a big killer. I really did, because when you are hunting down items, when you're trying to look for things, there is no way of pulling up an actual proper map. A nice 3D map thing would have been pretty cool. But there is no map in the game. You have a navigation bar at the top of the screen, which pinpoints where certain items are, but you have to kind of navigate your way and find where they are. Some of them are hidden very well. So I think a map system would have really helped. You know, you're scanning a planet for its life, its creatures, its terrain, and all that lot. So having a map would have been really nice. We've already talked about more weaponry in the game would have been nice. We've already talked about the bugs. Ability of changing suit colors, we've already spoken about. The fact that who you choose character-wise alters your voicing throughout the game. So if you choose the dog, you'll bark. We've already talked about the stuttering voice every now and again that happens in the dialogue. And that's pretty much everything that I've written down note-wise, and also everything that we've gone through as a structured review. So, most importantly, we come down to my ending thoughts and whether or not I would say go pick it up, and the scoring. Ending thoughts, very enjoyable game. The biggest negatives for me were the fact that there was no main map, which could have really helped. The climbing and the terrain jumping and stuff like that, it's a little bit finicky, just a little bit. The bugs were, you know, they should not be there. They should not be there. But overall, I had a lot of fun playing this game. It's got a lot of comedy in it, and I would definitely recommend grabbing it and picking it up and playing either a solo playthrough or a co-op playthrough. So we'll end the review, but most importantly, we'll give it a scoring. Yeah, I had fun with this. I'm not gonna lie, I had fun with this. If I was to take points off of it because of the bugs, because of the no map system, which they should have had in the game, the terrain climbing being a little bit finicky as well, I don't want to be too strict on it, because I did enjoy the game, but the map is a big killer, and the bugs were a big killer as well. Everything else is just a little bit finicky that could have been combed over, and a few more customization things in the game would have been really nice as well. So I'm happy scoring the Savage Journey to the Savage Planet an 8 out of 10. That's my end score, my opinion. Bear in mind, just my opinion. But I feel confident that an 8 out of 10 is justifiable. I think it works quite well with the game at hand. And yeah, I'm happy closing the review there. Thank you.